One of my law partners came in my office one day in the summer of 1992, and he was complaining bitterly about another partner in the office, how this other partner was making his life miserable. He was looking to me for advice. And at that time, I was reading lots of murder mysteries. And so he poured his heart out to me. And then he looked at me like, what was I going to do about his problem? And I said, well, let's just write a murder mystery. We'll kill the son of a bitch off in the first chapter and spend the rest of the book figuring out who did it. And that's what I did. When I started writing that first book, I found something in me that I knew I was not going to turn away from. I didn't know where it was going to lead. I didn't know whether I would ever get anything published, whether I'd have any commercial success, but I knew I had to write. I started writing in 1992. My first book was published in 2002, which made me a 10-year overnight success. And I was practicing law all through those years. But in 2004, I developed a movement disorder called tics, which makes me shake and spasm and stutter and other things. And ultimately, my doctor told me that I couldn't continue to practice. A trial lawyer is a storyteller. A novelist is a storyteller. The framework in which the stories are told are different. But when you try a case, you're telling a story. When you're preparing for trial, you're assembling that story. You're doing the research, you're fleshing out the characters, the strengths and weaknesses of your case and how you're going to deal with all of those things. And then you're going to present it to the jury in a way that you hope is compelling and persuasive. When I write a book, I have to create the world for those characters. I have to create the characters. I have to do the research that lends authenticity to that world and to those characters. And then I have to tell that story in a way that is going to engage and entertain and satisfy the reader. Before Amazon changed the landscape, I was like any other writer. I was just hoping to hit it big in a traditional publishing way. And if that didn't happen, I didn't know what the future would hold. My wife and I would talk about that, but we didn't have an answer. Amazon changed all of that with the Kindle, and with that technology, self-publishing became a legitimate enterprise, not a vanity event. And if you sell your books on Amazon between $2.99 and $9.99, Amazon pays you a 70% royalty. So that became a viable business model. The great thing about writing fiction, it's an exploration of humanity. It's the exploration of ourselves. What happens when things go wrong? How do our strengths lift us up? How do our weaknesses challenge us? And writing gives me the chance to explore that. I love doing that. And being a crime thriller writer elevates the stakes for those people involved in those stories. And I think that's one of the reasons that crime fiction resonates so well with the public, because they want to know, in a world full of uncertainty and terrible things happening, that there is a place that they can go to experience and explore all of that, and it will be safe, and there will be accountability. There will be justice.